Sport say about Cam Ward?
Okay, so as compared to every other quarterback in the league, Cam Ward is not good. I don't think that's any shock to any of your listeners or viewers. You look at basically anything from sack rate, which I just talked about, to expected points added, which basically tries to put yards in context and says that, getting 7 yards on third down isn't as good as getting 7 yards on 1st and 10. He hasn't been very good. The good news or the hopeful news is that he's been about an average rookie, which is pretty good. You look at the typical averages from rookies, you're talking about around 2,500 yards at the end of the season passing. We're talking about a 12 to 10 touchdown ratio. And if he has a good game or two, he'll be right around that average. And we've seen people be able to turn that into successful careers after their first year. And you look at our Sumer scores as well, which is using tracking data and trying to understand the relationships between a quarterback and his offensive line and a quarterback and his wide receivers. And it thinks he's been about an average, a slightly below average quarterback as well. The problem is there's only 2 real blue chip players on this team right now. They're both on the defensive side of the ball. And you start looking at that wide receiver room and you start getting into guys who are playing slightly above average or well below average. And I think that kind of explains the relationship between him and all the receivers as told by the tracking data, is he's kind of getting hung out to dry a little bit.